when it comes to the translation, this has been quite a process of 3+ years of your life given to this thing, and just wanted to ask, is there a rough time frame as to when it'll be done? Kind of like a baby, the process of that baby developing, and then it gets birthed. Where this thing is at in the process before it's birthed, and kind of you can hold it in your arms along with everybody else. Where's the translation at as far as being done?
Yeah, that's a great question. To be honest, I don't know for sure. There's been times where I thought I had a good grasp on when something might be done, and then suddenly you find yourselves studying a preposition for 5 hours, because it has implications for particular clause or something. And so, it's just one of those projects where I'm constantly being forced to give it to the Lord, and then He gives it back when He will. My hope is that by the fall or winter, the train can hopefully see the end in view. But at the same time, I'm not committing myself on any kind of real hard level, just because it's more important to me to be a faithful steward of this than just to get it done, as much as I want to get it done. And yet at the same time, I don't want it to be done because it's because the Lord's done so much in my heart through it. So it could be just to say I don't know, but I would really hope to make some significant progress this year. It takes a lot of plowing time, and so sometimes you're going to have to hide yourself away just to be able to lock into it. But hopefully, but it could be into next year, into the spring, maybe even DTN conference next year or something. But there's a lot of factors you don't know. Like if you're submitting it to, let's say I submit it to a couple people who are special, their specialty is the English language and grammar and punctuation and things like that. And then I submit it to another person who, they come at it from one translation philosophy and another one from another one, or maybe you submit it to a Reformed guy and maybe an Armenian guy, however that works out, when they get back to me, and then implementing those revisions and the feedback process. So I'm just going to give a vague answer on that, but I really would like to see a lot of progress this year going into the spring of next year, and just pray for grace to be faithful in it and to steward it well.
Okay, well, with you saying that...
Sorry, I'm evading it a little bit.
Some people, they're hanging on the edge of their seats and really wanting to get a taste or to just get a little bit of insight into the translation. And, if it's a year out or something like that, people wanting to just see it and taste it, before another year passes. Is there something or some way that... Or are you planning on doing anything that would give them a little glimpse, whether it be through the blog or taking time away from the translation to do some type of little nugget or something related to the translation, just to give them a little taste, a little foretaste of what's to come?
We did just start the blog with DTN, and so along the way, I love to just have good conversation with people, get their feedback. I think one of our first blogs was, what do you consider to be an accurate translation, a good translation? What's your favorite translation and why? And just getting feedback from people is massive, and I think the blog will provide a good medium for those kind of interactions, and then every once in a while just maybe posting. But there may be some pre-releases too, and I'll just say this is a pre-release; it's not final. But I get to the point where there's a tipping point, and I feel okay. I'm in a body of death. My brain needs more coffee, but I think I feel a little more confident getting this one out there, and maybe some pre-releases too, where they can read it and we can bounce some feedback back and forth, and mostly just encouraging just to say that it's a translation. it's a translation, and they're going to encounter in Jesus when they're reading the ESV or the NIV. And so thankfully they've got 100 to turn to in the midst of it. And although it is encouraging, to hear those comments here and there, somebody who's looking forward to it, and if it can supplement those other ones in due time, we'll see what happens. But those would be some of the main ways, the blog, and I just would ask, let's keep it civil. I've just one thing I realize is that obviously when something is as important as the Scriptures and the Word of God, there's a lot of emotion attached to it, and so you can't obviously know all the reasons why there's emotion behind it. So, but if we can just express the love of Jesus as we're talking about certain issues, then I think that'll turn out well for us when we stand before Him.